Well, as always, Funimation revs up that clown car. They all jump inside of it, and then they go and ram themselves straight into another tree because with the more and more things that keep coming out about Funimation, the more and more people continue to leave their service. Hey, what is going on, everybody? How are you all doing today? I hope you all are having a wonderful and fantastic day today, and if not, hopefully you all will have a better tomorrow. So, more issues surface for Funimation, because as Funimation continues to screw up, more things start to come out about Funimation, more of the skeletons start to fall out of their closet, and then, of course, more people are like, oh, well, Funimation's been this bad the whole time, so, of course, people are leaving. And, I mean, that's not even to count for the things that they've done in terms of attacking people, of course, wrongfully firing Vic, and, there's so many other issues that have been adding to why people would leave their subscription service, and people continue to do so. This article was brought to my attention by AJ Mighty, so I want to thank you for addressing this article and bringing it to my attention. So, as you can see right here, there are a list of things that have gone on with Funimation. This article states a lot of them. I mean, of course, there are still tons of things going on with Funimation that's just ridiculous, but the thing of it is, looking at all this, Funimation obviously firing Vic Mignogna for unproven offensive harassment allegations in 2019, which I've talked about a lot of the case here, and which is still going on. Scott Freeman, previously arrested on some very terrible offenses, right? Charges in 2014, continues to work for the company. Funimation has deliberately mistranslated and altered subtitles to push political agenda. Interspecies anime canceled, which we know all about that. Funimation approved Lolicon show that promotes incest and other stuff, right? So, let's take a look at all of this. Alright, so people are abandoning the anime streaming service Funimation in droves after the studio has been exposed to having a heavy bias and double standards. Oh, they live for that double standard. I mean, it's a big double standard they live for. In 2019, renowned voice actor Vic Mignogna was fired by Funimation after a series of offensive harassment allegations and were made against him from their employees. The actor had no complaints or reports made against until a fan expressed their discomfort after he gave her a hug and a kiss at a convention. Because hugs and kisses are offensive, people. Remember that. Funimation finds them as so offensive. And yet, there was that party they had, that holiday party recently that, people found that they had a video of, which is still up, by the way, which you can watch, where they're doing more than hugs and kisses, if you know what I mean. Oh boy, real spicy actions taking place in that. So apparently because Vic had a jelly bean joke also, they thought, oh no, this is a terrible offense. The man's innocent, but, they hated him enough that they wanted to get rid of him. Think of it is, you look at how they were like, oh no, it's a jelly bean joke, it's so bad, it's so offensive. They act like that, right? Whenever they have their employees just, doing some more things in a video to each other than a jelly bean joke. But hey, why would they press charges against people that, that are on the same side as them, right? So of course, they're going to throw the people they don't like under the bus that they disagree with. So anybody that falls in line with their hive mind-like mindsets, oh yeah, no, you're safe, you're good. Doesn't matter what you do, even if you do something worse than a jelly bean joke. But it doesn't matter, right? And then, of course, you have Jamie the Heifer Markey, who runs around attacking people all the time, which you would be surprised that they would allow someone to say the things Jamie Markey said. I mean, attacking the fans all the time, saying the worst things that she can come up with, and it's crazy that they would keep her employed after all the terrible things she said, but hey, companies tend to like to attack their fans, despite the fact that the fans are the reason that they are where they are. No gratitude towards the fans, apparently, because apparently Funimation's just perfectly fine with their voice actors just going on social media and attacking the fans, because, that's certainly the smartest thing to do, right? It's not like that drives away people to support you. I mean, Funimation, that is one of the worst moves you could ever possibly make. You should respect your fans, because if it wasn't for them, you wouldn't be where you are today. But apparently, there's no respect on Funimation's end towards their fans. They don't care. And clearly they proved that. But here's a big one right here. Funimation continued to hire a convicted offender, right? And in 2014, Scott Freeman, the voice actor famously known for his work in High School DxD, was arrested on offensive charges. On April 5th, 2014, Freeman was arrested for 8 counts of possession of some very bad stuff. On July 30th, 2015, Freeman was convicted and sentenced to 3 years in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. In response, Funimation announced that they had terminated their relationship with Freeman, and his ongoing roles were replaced with other voice actors. Freeman served his sentence at the Joe F. Gurney unit in Anderson County, Texas, until he was paroled in 2018. Freeman currently lives in Papillion, Nebraska, as a registered offender. Think of it as, even after he was caught on this, mind you, for a whole year, he still continued to work for Funimation. They continued to have him work. So they tried to state that, oh, no, we don't know about what's been going on here, But had this not gone public, I guarantee you they would have continued to keep him on the job. Because since this became public, of course, Funimation was then like, oh man, well, we got to terminate him. Before that, though, even though, mind you, he had been charged, of course, and they had found proof of this, they didn't cut him, which is kind of funny. It's nothing more than the same kind of case when you think about it of Rooster Teeth, because Rooster Teeth, their vice president, okay, in which I talked about this before. Rooster Teeth's vice president had allegedly been abusing his wife for some time. And the thing of it is that his own wife, she made a police report when she could finally escape, and of course, there was actual bruising and a lot of damage to her body from what had happened when she had reported this about what her husband had done. Now, where this is a similar case with Funimation is the fact that Rooster Teeth didn't do anything about it until it became publicly known. Once it became publicly known, that's when they fired him, but they made no statements in reference to anything of the situation. And of course, you had the White Knights for Rooster Teeth trying to come out and say, oh, well, this is, you don't understand what's going on. This is not bad. You had all of them coming out to try to protect Rooster Teeth. And, when it comes to Funimation, looking at an article from Bounding Into Comics about this situation, Funimation didn't do anything either, it seems. According to voice acting credits on certain Funimation titles, the anime production studio continued working with former High School DxD voice actor Scott Freeman after he was arrested for and charged with possession of offensive stuff. After recent attention was brought to a video showing various anime voice actors attending a very friendly Okratron 5000 holiday party, fans noticed that one of the voice actors in attendance was Freeman, who would be charged only months later with 8 counts of possession of this offensive stuff that he had on April 5th, 2014. Following his arrest, Freeman's ongoing roles were quickly recast, including his roles as Issei Hyudo in High School DxD, Bixlo in Fairy Tail, and Yesop in One Piece. Now, here's the thing. Whenever they have this big group, we've seen it multiple times. Like I said, Rooster Teeth is a great example of it. Because when they have someone in their group, they protect them. They don't ever come out with a public statement, and they're just like, oh, we're going to be as transparent as possible. And Funimation did the same thing until obviously this was publicly known about Scott Freeman. And then they were like, oh, well, we didn't know of any of this stuff happening the whole time. When Funimation definitely knew that this stuff was going on. There's no way they couldn't have known about any of this stuff. They certainly had to have. Freeman has not appeared in any roles following his September 2015 conviction, which saw the disgraced voice actor sentenced to 3 years in federal prison. He has since been released from prison, and as of 2019 now resides in Papillion, Nebraska as a offender. Funimation's alleged continued employment of Freeman offers a sharp contrast to the termination of their contract with voice actor Vic Mignogna after an internal investigation based on accusations and claims made by his fellow voice actors. See, that's funny, because you look at Vic, who's an innocent man, and they hated him, right? And they unjustly fired him because of a jelly bean joke. A jelly bean joke, right? But then you have Scott Freeman, who was proven to have some very terrible things, right? And they continued to keep him and then act like they didn't know what had gone on. I mean, are you kidding me? It's ridiculous because, once they finally got caught up publicly with this, then they were like, "Oh man, we have to cut him off. We have to cut him off. They know, right?" That's the thing about Funimation. Funimation lives for that double standard, and you can really tell that they live for it. I mean, with a situation with Scott Freeman, it's definitely proof of it. Here's even a statement from Funimation and what they said to, ANN, which is literally garbage network right there. But, this is what was said. In May of 2015, Funimation became aware of the legal matter involving Scott Freeman, at which time we suspended our relationship with Scott. In the wake of recent news, we have permanently ended the relationship. Any other questions should be directed to Scott Freeman directly. It still remains unclear how Freeman's legal troubles remained hidden from Funimation for the extended period of time. Guarantee you it was never hidden. They knew the whole time, but they didn't care. Because like I said, they live for that double standard. They don't care. And if it comes to someone they don't like, then that's who they'll terminate. That's the people to get rid of. I mean, you had Monica Rial, who was also even talking to Matt Hullum, who was the CEO of Rooster Teeth. Not anymore, though, but he was. And she tried to do her best to make sure that Vic would get fired. Those emails are there. We have seen them. I mean, proves that Funimation just tries to ruin the lives of those they don't like. Now, here's the thing. Another problem with Funimation, which has made people really upset with them as well, because if you look at what Funimation did with Interspecies Reviewers, they canceled it because, it didn't fit their standards, right? Funimation completely canceled a popular anime called Interspecies, a show that involves big-breasted demons and angels. They claimed the show was outside their standards, for being too spicy for them. Later, the company was criticized for their standards after allowing a show that spices up certain things and, goes for the incest, right? So, think of it is that, they can't approve of a ecchi like Interspecies, but yet, when you think about it, Monogatari is a series that apparently Funimation says, oh, it's fine, it fits our standards. So, you have a problem with Interspecies Reviewers, but yet Monogatari's fine with you. Okay, sure. Okay, whatever, Funimation. I mean, at this point, you got people out there that are like, oh, but what is going to fit your standards, right? I mean, Funimation, you live for the double standard. You do. You really do. And it's disgusting. I mean, you question why people get upset with you, Funimation. This is why. When you do things like this, when you attack fans, when you fire people that are innocent, and yet then you're found out to keep people that have done things that are very bad and illegal, right? And yet you then also throw out an ecchi series because it doesn't fit your standards, as you explain. And yet you have another series that has scenes of incest, but apparently that fits your standards as to where an ecchi anime doesn't fit your standards. Okay, sure. Keep digging that hole, Funimation, because, this is why people are leaving. Not only that, but you also throw in your own political agendas in lesser-known anime. You see, here's the slimy thing about it. They do it in the stuff that's not mainstream, and, that's when they throw in their agendas right there. Nobody wants to hear that stuff. It takes them out of what they're watching. People watch things to escape their real-world problems. People watch things for fun. They want to see a cool, creative world with great characters. They don't want to hear trigger words. They don't want to hear your political agenda. And they don't want it shoved in their face. But clearly, Funimation doesn't understand that, right? The latest Funimation controversy has led to many people canceling their subscriptions, and more are expected to follow suit. And who can really blame them? Funimation, sadly, is, huge when it comes to dubbing in the industry, because here's the thing about it. What they did in the past was they went around and they would buy up the licenses to be able to dub things. So it took a lot of competition away from them. Therefore, that's why they became so big. And it's sad because, of course, looking at what Funimation does, They treat their fans awful. They try to throw in political messages. They try to cancel people that they don't agree with. It's disgusting. And Funimation, you keep digging that hole. Well, if you keep doing it, all I'm going to say is, when you get woke, you go broke. And this is most certainly another case of it. Also, before I go, I just wanted to let everyone know, Raging Golden Eagle, who is a YouTuber, he is crowdfunding for his manga, Blade Devil, Ghost of the Past graphic novel. It's about a warrior who sacrifices her humanity to save her sister's soul. Be sure to back it while you still can. It has got 15 days left for the crowdfunding. It has raised $96,403 so far and 1,316 backers as of the recording of this video. So as of the recording of this video, you still have 15 days to be able to get yourself a copy of this manga. Be sure to do so while you still can. The link to his Indiegogo will be in the description down below, so be sure to get yourself a copy while you still can. But anyways, let me know what you think about this entire situation down below. Subscribe to the channel if you are new here, and make sure you are still subscribed, because YouTube is unsubscribing people from all their favorite channels, so make sure you are still subscribed to all your favorite channels. Hit the video with a like if you enjoyed, and be sure to share the video on social media, spread the word, and get it out there. It's greatly appreciated, and it really helps out the channel a lot. Also, be sure to follow me on Discord. We have a wonderful community there. It'll also keep you up to date on when the newest videos will be released, as well as any other upcoming events in the future. So, be sure to follow me on Discord. Link is in the description down below. But anyways, I hope you all have yourselves a wonderful and fantastic day today. And remember, if today was not a good day, tomorrow could always be better. Take care of yourselves and everyone around you. And have yourselves a good one out there, everybody.